What up, y'all? It's Inverted 31. Um, man, I heard that fucking Bo Blacks put out a photo of himself in a dress. This is a blurry photo, but Jesus Christ. Like, what is wrong with these fucking people? And then he's like apparently shocked that people are making fun of him. Like, what do you expect, bro? You look like a fucking retard. You look like a street walking hooker. Alright, anyway, Chris Chan Part 6, let's fucking do it. Oh, of course, some asshole reported the original. Real nice.
What made him this way? What is the attraction? What keeps us fascinated? This is the story of Chris Chan. Towards the end of August 2008, hoping to further develop their relationship, Christian emailed Blanca asking about her opinion on pornography and admitted that he has seen his fair share.
Any reason he
revealed
can
that he
give to
shows
talk about
like Keeping Up
sex.
Appearances, Are You Being Served, and Monty Python. Chris encouraged her to upload a video of herself on YouTube, or at least have a video call with him. He also mentioned an alleged recent interaction with Megan. If you recall my gal pal, Megan Schroeder, I've chatted with her earlier tonight. She has forgiven me for my mistake. She's doing well.
Oh, I
and
bet
she's
she
been going out
has.
with a volunteer fireman for about over a month now. Although I had her at I love you when I lost her then.
You
I
never
can
had
still
her,
be
you
happy
fucking
for her
weirdo. You
successes
never
as
had
a
her.
true friend. He let Blanca know that he had gotten used to the existence of the Encyclopedia Dramatica page, but was still tormented by the images of a transgender Rose Chew. She is all woman. She was born with and still has her God-given vagina and both ovaries. I would seriously really wish and like very much see all the dicked up images removed from the page and replaced with more accurate fan art of Rose Chew with vagina. Not only that, but it seriously ticked me when just after I found the page back in November '07, I received in emails a few copies of those particular images. Then I distinctly, right to the point, straightforward told all the people that sent the image copies, as well as the people of the ED page, to remove their pickled images. Only if they would replace their dickheadedness with honest, God-blessed images of Rose Chew with vagina and absolutely no friggin' penis. Blanca revealed that their relationship was in fact growing stronger.
Oh,
And sent the
yeah?
following photo to Chris to further persuade
Why is
him
she on
of
the
her
floor? That's
genuineness.
definitely not a
This
real
convinced him to provide
person.
her with his home
Well, it might be a
phone
real
number.
person, but it's definitely not the
Christian
person
also
sitting that.
informed her of his scheme to combat
Holy
images
fuck,
of
bro.
Rose Chew with a penis.
He just put his fucking home phone numbers in this shit and it wasn't censored.
Rose Chew. Blanca
Hold
then
on, hold on, hold
encouraged
on, hold on. Look at that shit.
God-blessed images of Rose Chew with vagina and
Wait, look at this.
absolutely no friggin' penis. Blanca revealed that their
His
relationship was in
fucking
fact
phone
growing
numbers in
stronger,
this shit.
and sent the following photo to Chris to further persuade him of her genuineness. This
Right.
convinced him to
Boom. What a fucking idiot. Hopefully, I would hope they changed that, right? I would think they definitely did. I'd offer my cell number, but apparently it cost me a bundle to accept long distance calls on it. Uh-huh.
provide her with his home phone number. Christian also informed her of his scheme to combat images of Rose Chew with a penis by making his own sexual drawings of a truly female Rose Chew. Blanca then encouraged him to proclaim his intentions in a YouTube video. On September 2nd, 2008, in order to replace the sexual imagery of which he disapproved, Christian uploaded 9 nude drawings of Rose Chew in a variety of sexual situations. Many of these drawings were actually traced from pre-existing erotic renderings of characters such as Amy Rose from Sonic. 3 days later, JK Productions claimed that they had received a cease and desist order from both Sega and Nintendo due to the unauthorized use of the likeness of their characters. The artists in response drastically redesigned the main characters, For example, Sonichu was reimagined as Reginald the Ant-Eel, which was a crossbreed of an anteater and an eel who sported a dashing suit with a pickle in his breast pocket. Rosechu was similarly replaced by an ant-eel with gay overtones. Chris was also supplanted by a voluptuous female version of himself. These drastic changes convinced Chris to end his relationship with JK Productions, mistaking the ant-eels for aardvarks. In the face of what has been long established, Christian released episode 17 of Sonichu issue 8 before the comic was completed. Rather than the supposed spring break theme, episode 17 came about as a direct
Oh my god, it's like fucking bullshit
ED and 4chan,
swimsuit issue. It's like
resulting in
supposed to be like a
sex-filled and
knockoff of
surprisingly
Sports Illustrated.
pornographic offering. Due to the shocking nature of its content, the episode was originally available in 3 different versions, based on the TV parental
Why?
guidelines devised by the FCC. TVY7, which contained
He is
no
such an
graphic
autistic
content,
weirdo.
TV14, which included sexual acts with the nudity censored, and TVMA, which was the uncut and uncensored version. Before the prologue, Chris inserted a disclaimer in which Sonichu and Rosechu say that they are over the age of 18 and give some warning as to what will shortly be witnessed.
Hold on. I have to read this. This is insane. This is fucking insane. Alright, here we go, boys. I'm gonna read this shit. Hello, loyal readers. Sonichu and I, we wish to take a moment to discuss our sexual acts portrayed here today. Please understand that we are legally consenting adults at ages greater than 18 years, and when he and I are alone, we sometimes take enjoyment in warming each other up in our, quote, 69 position. While it is good for us, it may or may not be right for you or your trusted opposite gender partner, because God knows you can't be gay, not in Chris Chan's world. That's just fucking never gonna happen. Anyway. While it is good for us, it may not be right for you or your trusted opposite gender partner, blah, blah, blah. We, Kristen Weston Chandler, and everyone of this hand-drawn series fully support safe sex and the proper use of condoms during vaginal/penile intercourse. In addition, while we also fully support sexual education in every high school, Kristen Weston Chandler also highly recommends and would gladly support dating education classes, because while sex ed is great for the eventual well-earned intercourse after 3 or more dates, what? It is vital to learn what to do before that moment. It should be well taught how to approach and ask one's member of the opposite gender out for the very first date. Our generation and future generations are at. What? I don't know. It's fucking Christian. It doesn't make any sense. Thank you all for your support. This is complete fucking madness. Madness. It makes me want to die. I want to die.
Say that they are over the age of 18 and give some warning as to what will shortly be witnessed. We, Christian Weston Chandler, and everyone of this hand-drawn series fully support safe sex and the proper use of condoms during vaginal penile intercourse. Sonichu also promotes the idea of sex and dating education classes in schools to better prepare youngsters for their first flirts with courtship. The story begins with Sonichu and Rosechu preparing to make love. Sonichu mentions that he needs to purchase double extra-length condoms because his penis is 7 inches long. Chris then proceeds to explain the sexual anatomy of Sonichu and Rosechu, which for the most part are identical to the human equivalents. With the help of diagrams, he goes on to explain sexual intercourse between 2 electric hedgehog Pokemon of the opposite gender, and once again promotes the practice of safe sex. The scene returns to the lovemaking. Chris offers a depiction of Sonichu's penis's point of view as it enters Rosechu's mouth. They go through several positions during their lovemaking. The TV14 version superimposes a banana over Sonichu's penis, an orange slice over Rosechu's vagina, and blue stars over her nipples.
Very appropriate for 14-year-olds.
Rosechu explores a website called 4cent Garbage.
What the fuck does the Y7 version look like?
Encyclopedia Dramatica and 4chan. She discovers that the people there were uploading lewd drawings of Rosechu and the other Rosechus possessing male genitalia. She's angered by it, while Sonichu mistakes the drawings for photographs and falls ill and faints. She puts him to bed to rest. She then decides to take her own arousing photographs, which happen to be the images which were previously posted by Chris on ED. In the TV-14 edition, her bare body was concealed by a red bikini that Chris drew in Microsoft Paint.
Yeah,
To her
that's what it looks
dismay,
like.
her efforts were for naught, as only more anatomically incorrect images of her appear on 4-cent garbage. So Sonichu, Rosechu, and Wild Sonichu travel to the 4-cent garbage building, with Wild joining in to search for the next Sonichu crystal. Sonichu and Rosechu aim to confront the boss of the corporation, who goes by the name Jason, signifying Jason Kendrick Howell. Chris creatively hints at his surname by referencing Lovey and Thurston Howell from the 1960s TV show Gilligan's
What?
Island.
A
Meanwhile,
fucking
Wild
Gilligan's
Sonichu
Island
turns
reference? A
invisible.
fucking
They
60s
enter the
TV
building
show?
and ask a devil-like
Really?
creature called Beale, who is working as a receptionist, where to find Jason. He states that they need to take the elevator to floor 66 plus 6. The pair go up the elevator and witness the various goings-on of each floor. Rosechu attacks someone who was uploading an image of her with male genitalia, and Christian briefly comes out of the time void to punch a man viewing the depiction of Chris using an oversized drinking straw. Many of the images were lifted straight out of ED. In the uncensored version, they witness more provocative activities, such as pictures of Sonic characters in sexual settings, which apparently excite Sonichu. The graphic cartoon pornography of the upper floors in fact arouse both Sonichu and Rosechu. On the 70th floor, they witness the destruction of an Xbox game console, which is referred to as a Hexbox, highlighting Christian's
What is
hatred
his
of the
problem
gaming
with the
system.
Xbox?
Meanwhile, Wild locates the
Like, I
crystal,
don't have
which
one, but I have a
overrides his
PC,
camouflage
so I don't
powers.
need one. But I don't have a
Protagonists
problem with
finally
it.
reach the 72nd floor and are greeted by an ominous Jason, draped in a dark hooded cloak, with, apart from one eye, his face concealed by shadows. They politely request that the Christian page be taken down, stating that the page goes against the values of the United States
Oh,
and
yeah?
her citizens.
With a
Jason
fucking
states
flag.
that the page will remain, and Sonichu goes for an attack, but is quickly thrown aside. They decide to leave quietly, but then Jason throws a pickle at Rosechu's head, which infuriates her. She flies up into the air to shed her clothes, and reveals that she wears a C-cup bra. She takes off her brassiere and underwear, her nude body for all to see. Her fiery
This
rage
is so
transforms
ridiculous.
her into the incredible lioness. I am the power. I am the warrior. I am the almighty woman. True to all of my gender, I will overpower any evil or good man who defies us, and make him succumb to our will. I have the almighty uterus that makes me strong and super powerful enough to protect the loved ones within me until they emerge to their glorious birth. By my ferocious will, I shall punish he who has defiled my people with the worst unnatural addition ever by this one's heinous hand. I am woman. Hear me roar. She flies at Howl, grabbing hold of his head with her thighs.
Holy
In a
shit.
ferocious rage, she tears open his skull, but Jason remains alive. Rosechu calms down and reverts to her old self. They regroup with Wild, crystal in hand. They bring it back to the mayor's office, where the rest of the Sonichu crystals are kept. With 2 in Chris's possession, they have only 1 more crystal to find on their own, so they could finally rescue Crystal. In the epilogue, all the Rosechus gather together to make nude photographs of themselves in support of women's liberation. Simone La Rosechu digs herself out of the ground and is introduced to everyone. They are surprised by the sudden arrival of one Zapina Rosechu, who wants to help them out, but announces that she is 14 years old. Rosechu regrettably announces that she cannot contribute due to dumb laws.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What the fuck? I can't accept it because you are still too young. I don't know, child. What with the dumb laws? Oh, dumb laws, huh? And then he wonders why people think he's a pedo. Bro, what the fuck? Oh, but that's okay. You could have her take the photographs of porn. That's you could have her exposed to porn. That's totally better, right? I get that it's fiction, but it's fucking weird. It's still a window as to what goes on inside his head. Like, he can't help but get like fucking panty shots and upskirt shots and fucking 14-year-old girls and shit. It's fucking creepy, man. The guy's a fucking creep.
Lalisa insisted that she can work as a volunteer, using her light emission powers to help with the photo shoot, which will serve as a protest to the efforts of the slanderous jerks. Episode 17 was widely lambasted, forcing Chris to quickly remove the uncensored edition from the website. He defended the drastic change in tone in his comic in an email to Blanca. I wish to make it perfectly clear that I, Christian Weston Chandler, a sound-minded virgin, do not see women as sex objects. I honestly see women as my equal.
No, you
human
don't.
beings who have every right as
You
any
see him as
person
a whole
in
to
this
put your
world
dick
do,
in. That's
and I
all
care
you've
about
ever
how women
cared about.
feel.
That's it.
Story-wise,
It's the only
Rose
thing.
is only doing what she, herself, as an individual,
You don't value
feels
any
is
woman
right
as a
in great
friend.
act of
You don't.
protest
You
against the
never
real-life
have. You don't give a
4-cent
fuck. Look at what he did to
which is
Megan.
encyclopediadramatica.com,
How he's treated
and
every girl
woman
that he's
has
ever had in
every
his
right
life,
as
including
human
his own
equals
mom.
to speak their voice as loud as they feel for or
Fuck him.
against what they each set their individual sights upon. Ladies, I care. I seriously
Yeah.
do. It was around this time
My
that
ass,
a
dude.
troll, who identified herself as Lord Silly Nipples, assumed Blanca's identity without informing the original trio of trolls, who created and then shared with Chris Blanca's supposed MySpace page, and sent an email asking him to send her sexy nude photos of himself. In return, she promised she would show her own sexy side. Captivated by the promise of nudes, he took an array of revealing photos of himself and sent them to whom he thought was Blanca,
Oh my
taking little
God.
notice of her suddenly changing her email address or the various physical and biographical inaccuracies seen on her MySpace page. On September 11th, Blanca's MySpace profile picture was changed to a photo of a black man in a pickle costume, and Lord Silly Nipples posted Christian's nude photos onto the ED page.
Wow.
Humiliated by the revelation, he recorded a video addressing the event, conceding that Blanca, as he knew her, was a troll.
An official update. You know who I am, but right now, at the moment, I'm upset and sad. The featured friend that I have recently given a guest spot in the 7th comic book, turns out that woman was a fake troll. Well, he tricked me into revealing some adult type stuff. I was tricked.
Oh, this is so weird.
He also mentions the mysterious appearance of an advertisement.
Because it's also weird on the other fucking end of it, right? Because it's just like what? Who the like? Why would you want to trick him into sending like fucking nudes? Like, I'm sorry, I don't want to see Chris Chan naked, bro. Like, what the fuck? It's so weird.
For Sonichu toys purportedly seen in a magazine.
I have taken the notice of the recent ad in the video game magazine or comic book somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where, about merchandise. I have not ever, up to this point, authorized any distribution or advertisement of any Sonichu merchandise. So, the ad there, that is a fake. Boycott that at all costs.
Finally, since he believed that Blanca was not a real person, he assumed complete control over her intellectual property.
Also, at this point, I will claim Jigglyami as my own from this point on. And Blanca character I associate with her in the drawing, well, she'll be like a character in a city, but she's not going to be a active character. But Jigglyami, I'll be claiming her as my own from this point on. Good day.
Oh yeah, because you can just do that,
The ad
apparently.
mentioned
Why not?
was an
Why the
invention
fuck not? You've already claimed everything else as your own, so fucking why not?
of a troll who assumed the identity of former English soccer personality Jimmy Hill, who wanted Chris to believe that Hill stole all elements of the Sonichu story and was developing the franchise in real life, the popularity of which allegedly rivaled that of Pokemon. Still scarred from unwittingly exposing his vulnerability to the trolls, he sent an email to the reverend of his church, Elizabeth Foss,
Why?
about how he was deceived and now looked to God for forgiveness. Reverend Foss in return suggested that he meet with pastoral counselor Rocky Shoemaker, whom
Hold
she
up, hold
felt
up, hold
could
up.
help
Let me
Chris
read that
make
shit.
sense
I gotta read that shit. What?
of the He sent an email
Yo,
to
yo,
the
yo, yo,
reverend
yo,
of
yo.
his church.
I'll try to read as much of this as I can. I can't. It's fucking cut off, though, bro. God damn it. This is... Why would you fucking do this? I'm warning you about a mistake I made. I was being deceived. Yeah. Wow.
Elizabeth Foss about how he was deceived and now
Peace.
looked to God for forgiveness. Reverend Foss in return suggested that he meet with pastoral counselor Rocky Shoemaker, whom she
Damn
felt
it.
could help Chris make sense of his troubles.
This is so insane. Wow, man. This is so fucking weird.
He began seeking her advice regularly. Vivian G continued to email Chris, trying to convince him that his nude pictures are not a big deal, and that she wished that he get off the internet and meet real women in person like he used to. She tried with all her might to make him see that Robert Simmons was a troll as well, but Christian wouldn't listen. In the wake of the Blanca deception, he re-engaged in conversations with the original Blanca, sending his messages to her original email address, with the trolls desperately trying to convince Chris that their Blanca was the true Blanca, claiming that the Blanca behind the leaks and the MySpace page was a product of trolls. The trolling trio persuaded Christian to take part in a Skype call. One of the three, who called herself Nurse Iki-chan, lent her voice to the part and convinced him that he was in contact with the true Blanca. He later announced so in a video.
It's all settled now. Blanca's real. I talked to her. Yeah, she called me. So as for the jerk who posed with the Kawaii Katsune name, if I knew who you were, I'd give you a kick in the balls.
And
But I
you'd
can't
probably
because
get
I don't
knocked
know
the
who
fuck
or where
out.
you are. But if everybody knows the whereabouts of the jerk,
The fuck
and
was
just happen
that?
to be nearby or within the state, give him a swift kick from me. Anyway, I'm happy now. I'm happy.
He also addresses the issue of counterfeit Sonichu merchandise produced by Jimmy Hill.
First off, the toys in the UK, they're definitely fake. I have never approved any merchandise or distribution of such merchandise yet. So therefore, the advertisements of such Sonichu merchandise in the UK, all fake.
Oh, yeah.
Possibly this guy named Jerry Hill, I think his
Jimmy
name was.
Hill. You don't know who Jimmy
But,
Hill is?
I mean, that's from a suggestion that's a name I got from one of my fans.
Should have made it like
So
fucking
anyway, boycott
fucking Connor Bedard or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Find any merchandise.
he's fucking so
boycott it.
funny.
Don't do it.
Chris also confirms that JK Productions were fake and implored that people continue asking Nintendo to get involved in the Sonichu video game.
Sonichu, Issue 1. Hand-drawn premiere issue. Go, Sonichu. Go out and zap to the extreme.
On September 15th, Vivian G began uploading her series of Sonichu audiobooks, which she edited herself. A narrator told the story of the comic in a calm yet dramatic voice, with Vivian herself providing crass commentary in the form of annotations. The project made no attempt at addressing inconsistencies, spelling errors, or storyline issues, and simply delivered the story in a straight, deadpan manner. The team would continue to make audiobook videos covering the Sonichu story for the next few years. Possibly sometime in September, Lord Silly Nipples, impersonating Christian's childhood friend Tiffany Robinson, sent him an email requesting to receive a copy of his Yup, I'm on TV DVD, who upon receiving the gift, leaked the contents onto the internet. This leak featured most of the videos and photos on the disc, including this photo of Barbara
Oh
Champion.
man, bro, that photo cracks me up. Not because, you could see, not just really because you could see, fucking Barb just fucking in this pile of trash here. Next to a fucking Atkins diet book, which, come on. Who are we kidding? We both know she's never used that. But, I mean, bro, look at this cat. This fucking cat is so happy. This cat is living it the fuck up, bro. Holy shit. Good for that cat. Like, what? Oh, so much trash. There's like a random candle here. I think a fucking cookie jar. You know, like, goddamn.
Due to her significant girth and slumbering state, trolls began calling her Snorlax, which is a large Pokemon known for its sleepy nature. Despite things with Chris and Blanca looking optimistic, he began a courteous discord with one Sarah Jackson, who allegedly first found out about him through her autistic sister, Rose, a Sonichu fan. Like most people engaging with Christian at the time, Sarah was also a fake personality. He informed Blanca of this new development in their relationship. I'm gonna be honest with you. Over the weekend, I met this other woman over the internet, developed a good trust with her. Basically, I'm feeling in between with you and this woman, and I want to make more certain which one I should save myself for. I have told her about you, and I only want to be as fair as possible. I'd hate to make you feel bad, sad, or jealous, because I honestly care about you and your feelings a lot, Blanca Weiss.
Okay, hold up. I've said this before. I remember noticing this in the last time I watched this through a couple of years back. This reminds me. So this is another reason why I didn't really even feel bad for Chris when it came to this shit back in the day, because I remember following this shit a little bit, like way back when I like first got out of high school. I mean, the thing is, it's like, I realize these are all trolls and this is all bullshit, but even if it was real, it kind of goes to just show how big of a piece of shit Chris is. Because if these were real women, he would have no problem fucking just two-timing them and just going back and forth and just trying to go with whichever one he thinks is gonna fuck him the fastest, right? That's all it's ever been about. It's like, you know, fuck him, man. Like, what a scumfuck.
I understand if this comes as a big surprise to you, but believe me, you are the first I've said I love you to, openly and honestly.
Sure, buddy.
Let me ask you, do you want me in an honest relationship, or sexually, more or equal to bad?
That's all he wants.
He gave Blanca Sarah's email address so she could have a talk with her. I care about Christian a lot, and I would not see him hurt by anyone, especially not someone pretending to be a girl to get their kicks from hurting an innocent man who is autistic. I hope you realize what kind of monster you are. Honestly, what do you have to gain from hurting him? Oh, are you going to get more naked pictures of him? Going to rob him of his dignity? You know what? Go do something more productive, like get a job, read a book, I don't know, do something. What kind of person purposely tries to ruin the life of an autistic? It's beyond me. Sarah replied. Chris is a sweet and loving man, and he has feelings for me. You obviously blew it with him, or he wouldn't be talking to me in the first place. So you can just jump off a cliff, sister. You couldn't possibly love him the way I have come to. So just give this pathetic game up. I will tell him about the slanderous things you have written to me too, and then we'll see how much more he trusts you. Christian had to make a tough decision, so he chose Blanca to be his one and only. He asked if she would send him some more photographs of herself at varying angles, stating that nudes weren't necessary, but appreciated.
See,
he's no attention to Blanca's constantly changing physical appearance. Chris also brought up the possibility of a future meeting in real life. While I'm thinking about it, did you say you might be able to make it for Thanksgiving break? If not sooner, I would appreciate your presence. And if at that time you feel ready, my virginity shall be yours. I know I said it before in your previous pics, but
so
you
pathetic.
Still have a hot body. Oh my god. He then elaborated on their proposed schedule. You can meet my mother and father, chat with them a while, and get to know each other. Then you and we can go upstairs to my bedroom to just hang out, watch TV, or chat a while. Maybe even some video gameplay with Guitar Hero or something. For dinner that evening, our first date, I will take you out to McDonald's, Arby's, Burger King, or a small restaurant like that.
That's fast food, dog.
Go back to your hotel or bring you back home. No sex on the first night, but if you'd like to make out, I'd welcome it. For lunch, I take you to this good all-you-can-eat pizza, salad, soup, dessert buffet that I know of in Charlottesville. Then we can take in a romantic movie at the theater, or we can walk the downtown mall and or walk in the park. If it doesn't bother you, I may yawn and stretch my arm around you to your other shoulder. If you want to take it further, you may pull my hand on your shoulder a little closer to your breast. Of course,
This is
optional,
so
and that lets you
embarrassing.
hop a ridge
God
into the
damn,
popcorn
dog.
bucket, or under that to cop a feel. Stop me if I'm bothering you any, and you and I can make out in the theater. And if you feel like it that night in the privacy of mine or your room, you can take my virginity. Or we can wait till the third night, if there is one before you have to go back to Kentucky. Either way, I would wear a condom then, and in the future until our wedding night. Blanca and Sarah continued to spitefully exchange emails to each other
Oh my
until
God.
September 17th, when correctly guessing his password.
I want to
trolls hacked
die.
into Christian's email account, and also in turn gained access
Was
to
his fucking
AOL
password like Sonichu1 or some shit? You know what I mean?
MySpace, YouTube, Facebook, and eBay accounts, leaking the majority of his private
Dog,
goings-on
he
to
used the
public.
same password for all that shit.
In addition, they acquired previously unreleased nude photos of him, which they sent to ED. One particular picture was a close-up shot of Sonichu doodled on his penis.
Dude,
Another
you know it's bad because, oh my God.
was an erect Chris modeling his mother's
Yo, oh my God, dude.
underwear.
This is how it started, by the way. This is where people started to think there was something fucked up between him and his mom. I'm like, bro, that one photo, it's sad that I recognized that through the blur. That one photo wasn't even really a nude photo. It was just him in jeans with his shirt off trying to flex. It was actually shown in the Filthy Frank video about weeaboos. Let me see if I could find it real quick. Give me just a second. Just a second here, you boys. Fuck. I bet it's in here. Yeah. Here we go.
ようこそ皆さん。ようこそ。
Right there. Yeah, see? I don't know why that got censored, but yo, dude, he's definitely got, like, Klinefelter syndrome or something. Like, it's very odd, right? There's no muscle definition whatsoever. His arms are kind of short. He's definitely got some enlarged tissue here. It is very odd, right? It's unlike anything I've really ever seen. Okay, wow. That is not how I wanted to fucking keep that going. Alright, anyway. Wow, dude, what a fucking image. He looks just like his mom. I hate to say that, but he does. He's got these, like, 1980s glasses and this fucking embarrassing shit. Oh, my God.
These latest photos also explicitly showcased the unusual, misshapen form of his penis. In the meantime, the trolls changed the background of his YouTube profile page to a tiled illustration of a pickle. In response, Chris created a new email address and made a new YouTube channel, cchan6789. In the midst of all this chaos, Christian began chatting with one Jessie Ruddy, an online female persona conceived by two trolls, possibly through Skype. Their conversations remained fairly casual, though they did discuss some sexually charged topics. At the same time, Chris also began conversing with an Australian girl who went by the internet handle Panda Halo. Like all his recent love interests, Panda, real name Sarah Cassandra Mackenzie, was yet again another troll-created online identity. Growing increasingly hopeful of a future with her, he broke off the promise of a relationship with Blanca and announced his new true love in a video. This was the first instance of Chris introducing his videos with the phrase Captain's Log and listing off the relevant stardate, which was the method of log entry and record keeping used in the Star Trek TV and film franchise. However, it is likely that Chris was actually referencing a Star Trek parody seen in Family Guy instead.
Good episode.
Captain's Log. Stardate September 24th, 2008. This is an update for the Science U fan base. As you can see, I am safe and well. I have no intention of hurting or killing myself.
He finally leaves his bitterness towards Adam Stackhouse behind him.
Also, I would like to
Bro, I was a junior in high school.
Y'all know about Adam Stackhouse, who was the winner of the that Parappa contest. Leave him alone. I hold no grudge against him. So You leave him and his family, including his sister, alone. It's all forgiven. It's all in the past. Done deal. Also, I have a big announcement. I'm taken. I don't want to be her true name. For my fear of her, for my worry about her safety. But I want to shout out my love to her. This is for you.
Yes! Fuck yeah,
He
bro.
proceeds to sing Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley, with the song's appearance in a Family Guy episode serving as a backing track.
I'm never gonna give you up. Never gonna give.
Why
With the
didn't he
song's
why
appearance
didn't
in
he
a
just use the real fucking song? Oh my god.
Family Guy episode serving as a backing track.
I'm never gonna give you up. Never gonna give.
Christian and Panda Halo's relationship got heated very quickly. Chris engaged
Oh my god, he was wearing a fucking polo? Huh. You don't see that every day.
in Skype conversations using the family computer.
So he does have
located
different
in their
shirts.
kitchen.
Why is the family computer in the fucking kitchen? I don't understand that. Like, I doubt Bob and Barb are using the fucking computer too much, right?
Over the course of their chats, he frankly discussed delicate topics, such as masturbation. He graphically described his masturbation routine and admitted that he would always have a clean plastic cup on hand in which he would ejaculate as to not make a mess.
What? What? Why? Oh my god, bro.
Chris reflected on what he has learned from watching copious amounts of porn and confessed that he wouldn't like it if women inserted fruits and vegetables into themselves while masturbating because he saw it as a waste of food. But in the case of bananas, it was acceptable due to the protective peel of said fruit, meaning it could be eaten after the fact. While Panda Halo did not appear on video, her voice was enough to convince Chris that she was real. He readily engaged in obscene acts for his webcam. These included Chris impersonating a selection of animals and even masturbating on camera.
In the fucking kitchen. In the fucking kitchen of his parents' house. He fucking got naked and jerked his shit in the goddamn kitchen.
These videos soon surfaced on the internet. It was possibly around this time that Vivian G had a 3-hour-long chat with Chris through AOL Instant Messaging, during which she desperately tried to convince him that all the women offering themselves to him over the internet were fake. During the conversation, Christian slipped on cat poo in the kitchen and had to clean up the mess.
Ew!
She confronted him over the nude picture he drew of Megan. He accused ED of twisting the image and making it evil, destroying their relationship. Vivian reminded him that Megan had
Somebody mentioned fucking Rain Man. I've seen Rain Man. Yeah.
requested that they remained just as friends, but Christian betrayed her. He then proceeded to talk about his need for a sweetheart to fulfill his wish of fathering a daughter by the name of Crystal Weston Chandler. He blamed his random access memory for the sudden change in topic, claiming he can't help himself if his thoughts are random. He revealed that he still went to the Alderman Library.
Isn't that a Daft Punk album? Random Access Memory? I'm fairly certain that it is. I'm like 99% sure that it is. Wow, I fucking misspelled the shit out of... Sorry. I wasn't paying attention. No, it's a real thing. I mean, I kind of assumed it was, but I also knew that it was a, it's a fucking, it's an album, right? It is. 2013. Yeah, Jesus, sorry. My typing is fucking god-awful. That was not something that was really taught to us in school. So,
The
my
University
bad.
of Virginia to look for women. Vivian then explained that people usually go to the library to study and not to hook up with strangers. The discussion gave him a headache. Chris then talked about his desperate need for a dating education class, which would be especially useful for the third date onwards. Vivian pointed out that the dating experience would be completely different for every person and that sex is not guaranteed on the third date. Chris eventually didn't know how to reply because his mind became a blank. She asked him to roleplay to find out what he would say when meeting a girl. Ynir immediately began talking about drawing his comics. She told him that if he were to say that to a girl, he would be perceived as immature and childish. Christian then asked if it would make a difference if he told women that he drew sex pictures instead. Vivian recoiled, stating that that would be disturbing. She begged for him to seek professional help, admitting that trying to help him herself was like fighting a wall.
Honestly, like, this fucker, I get that this is a troll, but I mean, at the same time, you can kind of see that, like, they really, like, this person really is somewhat trying to help. Like, I mean, obviously, it probably ain't gonna fucking do nothing, but, like, you could see that this person really is, like, somewhat trying to help here. I mean, Chris isn't gonna fucking listen, because let's be real here, this is Chris. Chris doesn't give a fuck. Chris will never learn. But, you know, at least this is a person trying to help, so, you know, probably it's more than most people have done for him.
On September 29th, Christian reignited communications with his former sweetheart, Blanca, telling her that he had a dream in which the name of his
A lot of
true
these candles were
sweetheart-to-be
Christmas
was
gifts, so I'm
revealed
just
to be
kind of
Blanca
testing
Weiss.
them out.
As a show of affection, he announced that he will send his original Sonichu, Rosechu,
They make
Black
the room
Sonichu,
smell nice.
and Gigliami medallions, as well as his drawing of Gigliami to what he thought was her aunt and grandmother's home address. I hope that you are feeling better, and that you feel delighted after reading that God and Jesus have finally revealed they're guiding me to you. 2 days later, he sent her an album of grainy photos of himself in an array of poses.
Why?
On October 4th, Chris released a short video in which he lampoons a line of dialogue used in the MTV animated series Aeon Flux.
We're being watched.
I remember that. Didn't they make a movie out of
My name is
that?
Christian Weston Chandler. I'm here to find happiness with my true sweetheart, who I've known for over 2 months now. So you trolls best leave us alone. Is anybody listening? Do you believe me? Everybody happy now?
As the months progressed, more and more Jimmy Hill-related artwork began to surface. Screenshots from a supposed Sonichu animated series
Jimmy
were
Hill.
leaked as well, and the plotline of Hill's Sonichu story was revealed, which resembled Christian's own iteration, but with some notable alterations. Sonichu was touted as the first openly gay cartoon character, with Blake being his boyfriend. He hung out with Rosechu, his gal pal, and he loved his parents, Mary Lee Walsh and Jimmy Hill himself. In the cartoon, they would come under attack from the giant jerkbot, which was modeled after Christian's own naked figure. On October 9th, trolls received Christian's package meant for Blanca.
I think it had like
It
a
included
horribly
the
bent
medallions,
penis.
as well as his depiction of Blanca's original character. Chris wrote a heartfelt letter to her on the back of the drawing, which Nurse Iki-chan herself read out for a video later uploaded onto YouTube.
Dear Blanca, I am so happy that you are revealed as my true, honest sweetheart to be in the dream I have anxiously waited for since the dreams of me and my future daughter. When before my heart was lost and confused, now I truly see the path to the true, honest love set for me by God and Jesus. I now can truly hardly wait to meet you around Halloween.
Below the letter was an illustration depicting a sleeping, dreaming Christian who dreamt of himself waiting for his sweetheart Blanca at a local hotel. The trolling group quickly uploaded their findings onto ED. In response, Christian recorded a video falsely claiming that even though the trolls got hold of his medallions, Blanca had intercepted them and sent his Sonichu medallion back, which he then modified to make more secure, meaning the medallion around his neck in this video was in fact a copy.
Captain's log. Stardate, October 9th, 2008. Y'all know who I am, so my message should be clear. I'm here to dispel a couple of rumors that have been flying around. Firstly, my Sonichu medal was not stolen. It was entrusted to my sweetheart, Blanca, who lives over in Kentucky. Rest assured, she is not a troll, so nobody say otherwise. I have talked to her on webcam and video and audio and heard her voice over her microphone to my speakers and headphones. Anyway, I sent her the medal, and even though some trolls nearby got hold of it temporarily, she managed to get it back and send it back to me express.
Uh-huh.
He emphasizes that he added a peg to the back of it to hold his amethyst high school ring. He also mentions his leaked DVD footage, naming the man in the pickle suit as the culprit.
Also, the DVD, that was not stolen either. The man in the pickle suit tricked me once again by pretending to be a trusted gal pal of mine. So it was sent upon request, but thank God I had the foresight to not make a copy of my director's cut, which has a lot more footage on it than any distributed copy has.
I don't know
convincing
fucking like anybody that bothered getting a high school ring. I remember they brought in like this fucking jewelry company that did everything they could to try to get people to buy them, and I don't really think I knew anybody personally that actually went ahead and got one. 'Cause it's just like, who fucking cares? When you leave, you're never gonna see these people again, and nobody wants to be that fucking loser that's like walking around wearing their high school Letterman's jacket in their 30s, right?
himself that Blanca was true. He professes his love for her.
I wish to also proclaim my love for my sweetheart. I love you, Blanca. I cannot bear to live without you, baby. So please come here as soon as possible so we can be together forever. I love you, Blanca. I always will.
Oh,
Pain
there it
me.
is.
Just pain me if you got hurt. So nobody better harm a hair on her, or else you hear from me.
As an epilogue, Chris advertises the upcoming PS3 game, Little Big Planet.
Also, this video, as well as all previous videos, are proudly presented to you thanks to gracious technology from Sony Computer Entertainment America. Look forward for the upcoming Little Big Planet game, coming to only on PlayStation 3, and see exclusive levels that I will be uploading after I've created soon enough, that y'all will be very interested in playing. Thank you.
4 days later, seemingly unperturbed by the possible deception concerning Blanca, Christian made another video, announcing that he had received the beta release of Little Big Planet, and had already completed making his own level.
The Little Big Planet level y'all have heard about. I have the beta, and I have completed the level in only 2 nights, and I got it published onto the Little Big Planet database on the internet.
I have not played Little Big Planet ever, but I gotta admit, it does look impressive from what I've seen of it. It came out during a time when I wasn't very active in playing video games, so I honestly would not be against checking it out and maybe even playing it on here or on YouTube or something, or on Twitch. Probably here. I don't know that I would play it on Twitch. I hate Twitch. Twitch is just full of fucking zesty, fruity fucking losers and porn bitches and all that, and it's just like their rules are gay and all that, and I don't want to be a part of that.
Apparently my beta had expired, which is kind of bad luck. So I guess I'll just have to wait a week before I can introduce the level fully in a video.
How does he hang the
form
shit on the ceiling?
on the
Like, what does he
YouTube.
use to do
Little
it?
Big Planet, only on PlayStation 3. Never accept any invitations.
Excuse me.
Downloadable to a Hexbox.
He continues by airing his grievances concerning Jimmy Hill.
Master Jimmy Hill. Master Jimmy Hill.
It's so funny to me he hates Xbox, but I guarantee you he's probably got Windows on his PC. You know what I mean? It's like you basically you're a fucking Microsoft customer one way or the other, dog.
As y'all may know about him, he has perpetrated
I never understood the console war. I still don't get it, especially now. It's like why does it fucking matter? Like, it's like most games have, or most consoles have the same shit on them, aside from like a few key exclusives, and even then, like, just because you have one system, why would you hate the other one? Right? I don't get that. Unless it's just like kids that are fucking pissy because they want to have all 3 systems, and aside from that, I don't understand it.
the rights of Science Shoe for myself. As y'all well know, for the longest time now, that I am the original owner and creator of Science Shoe and Roast Shoe. This imposter is blatantly copying everything note for note from me. I mean, you take a good look at that. Take a look at that. Because all that is just this Sonic the Hedgehog action figure custom painted. I can easily custom paint this to look like that. With acrylic paint even. So simple. And it's so crappy, too.
He compares the appearance
It's a
of
million
his
times
official
better than the
Sonic
shit you
website
do.
with Hill's flagrant imitation, and also mentions the supposed release of Jimmy Hill's Yup, I'm on TV DVD.
And always we did was take every footage that originated from this DVD and dubbed his voice just over my name. So instead of me saying Christian Weston Chandler, he just dubbed us over each time by saying Jimmy Hill. It even says on the bottom here, the part of Jimmy
That's
Hill
pretty
is
funny.
played by an actor. An actor. And look at that freaking cover. It's more based on my original comic cover than the original DVD. Anyway, do not buy from Jimmy Hill. He's a fraud, a phony.
Finally, Chris proclaims that the trolls should stop bullying him because he is ignoring them.
You bullies, I know y'all are afraid of me. Because without me, y'all would have nobody to pick on at this point. No matter how many times you direct your influences towards me, I'm just ignoring you.
Bro, that has got to be the most autistic shirt I've ever seen. Like, he really does have a magical way of picking out the most autistic shirts ever. Ever. Truly. It's amazing.
What you're doing is basically being unheard of. You're basically talking to a brick wall. And I am just blatantly ignoring you hands down. So you may as well just give up. Your opinions and voices are not being heard. You're not scaring me. Y'all are not scaring Blanca. You're scaring nobody, misters. It's time to face facts, misters and misses. I am safe. I am well. And I'll be staying that way. And I shall keep watch for any bullies. And I will take all necessary steps in due time as I cross those bridges, be they sound or broken.
What?
Thank you very much, and have a good day or evening.
You make
It was
no
on this
sense.
day that the person responsible for the Sarah Jackson character decided to kill her off by assuming the role of her sister and telling Chris that she was allegedly killed in a car crash.
Jesus.
On October 14th,
She did.
Panda Halo created a subsite of Sonichu.net called Sonichu Fans, which was most notable for incorporating an internet relay chat feature, or IRC, where people could gather and chat about Sonichu and other related matters. Over the course of the next couple of months, Chris joined the
It was almost like Twitch before Twitch. Nah, I'm just kidding.
chat to discuss various topics and answer fan questions. On the same day, YouTube user Icarus69, who was the one who had received
Wow.
Christian's package, showed off the medallions which recently came into his possession. On October 15th, Chris uploaded a 7-page preview of a future Sonichu comic, in which Chris Chan Sonichu travels to the 4-cent garbage building but is captured by a tractor beam. He is forced to revert to his human form, which brings his medallion back into existence. Jason's minion, Beale, grabs hold of the Sonichu medallion, but is shocked that he remains powerless. Christian reveals that the true source of his powers is his amethyst high school ring, to convince the trolls that his medallion was not as important as they had thought it was. He uses his ring to transform back into Chris Chan Sonichu and launches a hyper beam at Beale, which also ends up hitting Jimmy Hill, knocking out his teeth.
What?
On October 20th, the trolls behind Blanca put an end to her story.
Well, I mean, you know, after you shoot a hyper beam, you can't attack for the next turn, Chris. So I don't know that you'd be hitting two people with it. Unless he wants to retcon that ability too. Okay. Whatever. Fuck you, Christian. You're bullshit.
Icarus69 filmed himself desecrating the original medallion in a myriad of means. He sliced it and stabbed it with a knife, mimicked it performing forced fellatio on a pickle, placed it into a pickle jar, crushed it with a hammer, and set it ablaze, quenching the fire by urinating on it.
My wooden badge is delicious!
Wow. That was interesting. That was definitely interesting. I know that at some point we're gonna get into the shit with Blue Spike, and that's where I get a little nervous, because that shit's legitimately fucked. At some point I want to actually cover his arrest footage. We're not gonna do it today. But we are eventually going to do this.
It's happening now. We're on the very last thread. It's happening right
Why is this?
May I have my earpiece tucked behind my ear? Just
The one thing that's annoying about this footage is it's like if you're listening with headphones, it comes through one side.
I just stare back at them.
Okay, never mind.
I was not waiting for anybody. I was not.
Never mind. I guess it just depends on the sections of the video. That's odd. I have seen this before. It's fucking insane. He's just like, yeah. Look out, Magic Chan's punching you, officer. Yeah. And then, of course, he gets brought outside, and then fucking Ethan Ralph and fucking Pantsu show up, and you could hear Ethan Ralph over there being like, "You're live, Chris Chan. You're live. I'm fixing to holler." And, you know, and then the fucking Rage Pig always ruins everything. The Rage Pig is a fucking retard, man. Like, for real. Anyway, we will jump into part 6 next time. Peace out, y'all.